We're covering the lymphatic system, and we're looking at how lymph, the fluid connective tissue, flows through the body, and then how do we collect it, because it's going to mix back with the cardiovascular system. In review, remember there's 4 types of tissue in the body: epithelial, connective, muscle, and nervous. For connective, 3 types: proper, supporting, and then fluid. Lymph is a fluid connective tissue along with blood. Blood and lymph are fairly similar because they're going to mix and interchange, but the lymph is a little bit different structurally based on its cells, its proteins, electrolytes, and what it's actually trying to accomplish, which is protection against illness and disease. It's full of all of our lymphocytes and our macrophages, our T cells, our B cells, constantly scanning like a security check. What we're going to do is take the fluid that's mixed in around the cells and our tissues, interstitial fluid, and we're going to pull about 10 to 15% of that and put it into the lymphatic system. It's roughly about a gallon a day that we are pulling and checking continuously. Our goal is then to put it right back in the cardiovascular system. And we talk about this asymmetrically. And what does that mean? When we look at this picture of the guy with the lymphatic system, you can see all these green vessels, and they tend to be more pale golden in real life based on its structure of the fluid and what its components. But as I look at these lymphatic vessels, all of these are ultimately going to drain into 2 collection vessels, either the right lymphatic duct or the thoracic duct. Remember, these vessels, for the most part, they travel with the arteries and veins, and they're very similar to veins, just with thinner walls, but how they move with valves and collect it in different segments to push it around. We're going to use this as a way to travel. It's going to go through a series of lymph nodes. Remember, we have about 400 to 600, depending on you, of these lymph nodes that are aggregated in different parts of the body to then collect that fluid and see if we see anything wrong. It's a security checkpoint. It's loaded with our lymphocytes, so we can remember and start to create a response if we think something could harm us, like an antigen, a pathogen. As we collect all of this, what I'm showing you here is starting to get down from a microscopic view. If we go back to this flow of the blood, remember there's 2 circuits, a pulmonary circuit and a systemic circuit. I always say our bad blood is our used blood or deoxygenated blood that we use for the body, and all of that's going to come into the right side of the heart. The right side of the heart delivers that blood to the lungs to obtain oxygen, and then it's going to travel back to the left side of the heart. The left side of the heart then delivers all that good oxygenated blood to the rest of the body, which we call the systemic circuit. As we deliver all of that blood that's part of the matrix, the plasma, which is the watery matrix with all the solutes that we're delivering to the tissues, it starts to get smaller and smaller and form what we call a capillary bed. At this junction here, I'm passing over to show a little bit better. As the vessels get smaller and smaller with my arteries that ultimately become arterioles and capillaries, we're delivering that blood that's now good oxygenated blood to the surrounding tissue. And then it's going to exchange and go out the venous system, ultimately back through all the veins that lead me to the right side of the heart. When I do this and deliver all that fluid within the interstitial space here, in between the tissue, those cells, we're going to pull roughly about 10 to 15% of that fluid, and now it becomes lymph. And that lymph is going to start to go through all my lymphatic vessels, green on this picture, go through a series of lymph nodes, and then ultimately dump it back into the cardiovascular system. We have 2 ways of doing that, either in the right lymphatic duct or the thoracic duct. These are my 2 primary collection points to put it back into the cardiovascular system. Anything in this red area, this red box area, I'm going to take everything that's collected from the right arm above my diaphragm, the right thoracic area, and then my right side of the head. All of this is going to collect into the right lymphatic duct. That is going to collect right at the right subclavian vein, where the internal jugular vein junctions at the subclavian, which connects to my brachiocephalic vein, which connects my superior vena cava, right back into the heart. Now we've mixed it back to be part of the blood in the cardiovascular system. That's asymmetrical. Everything that's not part of the red box, so both legs, everything in my abdomen, my left arm, my left chest, my left side of the head, all of that is going to dump into the thoracic duct. And sometimes it's called the left lymphatic duct. That thoracic duct is coming up through the chest cavity or thoracic cavity, and then will dump just now on the subclavian vein, but on the left side. It goes into the subclavian vein, right at the left internal jugular vein, dump into the left brachiocephalic vein, superior vena cava, into the right atrium. The only difference is when we use the bottom side, or as we get to the distal side and using the legs, as I come up, it's going to go through this pouch that you can see here called the Cisterna Chyli. On this picture, it's a little high for this picture. Typically, this will start around lumbar 1, lumbar 2, but this Cisterna Chyli is a collecting pouch from our lower limbs. If I use the lower limbs, this is going to go through the diaphragm just like the aorta would, and go all the way up to the top as I get to my subclavian veins as I get closer to the neck, right below the clavicle. If I'm using anything on the left side above the Cisterna Chyli, I wouldn't use that pouch. It's going to go the path of least resistance. So let's practice this. I have a couple examples to show you. Using this picture again, if we use this red box, that's describing all of this first scenario. Anything where we collect lymph from the upper half of the body, the right arm, the right side of the head, I gave a general overall flow of conceptually what's happening. Well, we have all the tissue fluid, that interstitial fluid that all that good blood is delivering, that we call capillary beds, to that part of the body. We're going to pool some of that fluid, roughly about 10 to 15% of it. That's now my tissue lymph fluid that's going to go through lymphatic capillaries and start to get bigger and go through all my lymphatic vessels, which are these major green ones on this picture. They're going to go through a series of lymph nodes, because those are our security checkpoints full of our lymphocytes that's scanning and see if we need to initiate response because something doesn't belong in our body. And then once it goes through a series of lymph nodes, lymphatic vessels, depending on where we're at, ultimately it's going to collect and dump into the right lymphatic duct. That leads me to the right subclavian vein, into the brachiocephalic, superior vena cava. Now I'm right back at the heart, at the right atrium, back in the cardiovascular system. When we go down below, now I'm using everything else that's outside the red box. Everything that's on the left side and then all of my lower limbs, we just repeat the same process. The only two differences is we're going to go through the thoracic duct, which is the left lymphatic duct, to where that will dump again into the subclavian vein, brachiocephalic, superior vena cava. Now I'm into the right atrium. The only difference, though, is the Cisterna Chyli. So Cisterna Chyli, again, is that pouch that I would only use if I'm coming from below that at the lower limbs. Other than that, everything's going to go up to the top and dump it right back into our thoracic duct. It's asymmetrical, but it's understanding the continuous process of interchanging the lymph, about a gallon a day, and putting it right back into the cardiovascular system. This is lymph flow in the lymphatic system.